Hi guys, welcome to the Cloud 4 Academy, Google Cloud CI/CD pipeline demo session, and we are going to create a CI/CD pipeline using GCP Devops, and we'll deploy the Springboot microservice. Let's get into the session, guys. Thank you. Hi guys, welcome to the Google Cloud DevOps CI/CD deployment. So far we have manually deployed into the my previous videos. Go to GKE and then manually kubectl command and then deploying that, right? So this is not the way we do in the higher environments like testing environment or production environment or staging environment. So we have customized our CI/CD pipeline. This is a CI/CD pipeline, and we have how we are creating the image, pushing the image, container image, and then deploying to the target. Target could be staging or production or QA environment. So in our case, GKE is the target, Kubernetes engine, right? So that is a target environment where we are setting the cluster, and then it will be going to be deployed. First we create a cluster, we map that particular cluster, and then it will be stored. If I want production, then we'll create another cluster for production environment, and then they map the target, right? So that's what we used to do. So CI/CD means it's a continuous integration and continuous deployment. Continuous integration will work till staging environment. It will be automated, right? We are pushing the code changes, it will trigger the build, and then it will package the code, and then it will deploy into the target environment. Target environment means a testing environment, right? In GKE it will be deployed. CD means continuous delivery deployment. It will be deployed into the production, right? So automated production, sometime automated, sometime approval is required. After staging we need to review that and approve, then only it will deploy to the production environment. So now we are going to see the CI/CD process, how we are going to integrate that. We can see the demo, right? So before that we can see Jenkins is a traditional build tool we used to 10 years back, but still we are using Jenkins, where we build a pipeline with the cloud solution, and then we are triggering the build, right? So multi build and multi branching strategy we are doing the Jenkins. But if you use directly like Google Cloud, we can use Google itself. There is a Google Cloud itself, DevOps is there. Google Cloud, Azure, AWS, DevOps is there. So where we can build our pipeline, CI/CD pipeline, and then we can deploy our code, right? So now very high level, I'm going to I'm going to build a microservice, Spring Boot microservice, and then I'm going to set up the Kubernetes cluster GKE, using GKE, and then creating the CI/CD pipelines via script, and then creating the cloud build script which will given the steps. First build the image, and then push the image to the registry, and then deploy into GKE cluster target environment, right? So these things I'm going to write a script, I'm going to do that. Then we will validate that, right? So the main the intention is we are going to this build process is automated. Actually we are not manually deploying that anything. Just whenever we are making any code changes, it will automatically trigger the build, and it will package, and it will deploy into the target environment, and then we can run our application. That's what we are going to do, right? Okay. First I created a Spring Boot application. So now I'm going to log into the Google Cloud. Yeah, I log into the Google Cloud Console. So Google Cloud, simple. We can just use our existing Gmail account, and then give the billing address, and give the net banking or credit card details, and then it will create an account with $250 credit. So we can use that credit limit, free tier option. We can use that, right? So that's what I'm going to use that. So first what I'm doing is I'm going to create a new projects. Going to the drop down top of that, and new projects. So I'm creating the projects Cloud 4 Academy, Cloud 4 Academy DevOps. I'm creating like DevOps, right? So now I created. So this will take some time actually to create a projects. uh, let's wait, and then yeah, project is, I think it will be created. Once project is created, then what we need to do is we need to create a GKE cluster. Right now project is created, so we are going to create a GKE cluster. GKE cluster means what we need to do, we are going here, first enable a GKE Kubernetes engine, right side, enable for this project. enable that. So once we enable the Kubernetes engine, and then we have to create a cluster. So Kubernetes cluster, we can deploy our code, right, through CI/CD process. So it will take some time. Let's wait for that. Yeah, now it's project is created, Kubernetes enabled, and then we are going to cluster. We are going to create a cluster. I'm going to create button. I'm clicking create link. So it will create a cluster. It will take some time, right? So it will ask the cluster name. I'm giving like Cloud 4 Academy. Cloud 4 Academy cluster I'm giving. One I'm removing that. Okay. I'm giving create. It will take some time. Let's wait. Yeah, in the meantime, I'm going to show the Git repository, GitHub repository. See, we have these projects. We need to install Git Bash. If you are not installed, install the Git Bash for Windows. And then we need to go to the directory, Git Bash directory. So I have already created the Git repository. I can show the Git repository. Uh, Git repository. GitHub is a free open source, right? A free thing. So I created already called Cloud 4 Devops. So this is a GitHub repository I created. So here I created Kubernetes scripts, actually Cloud build script DevOps cluster. I will explain later on while getting the session. So these are the things, actually scripts created. Docker file is in the parent folder and project source folder, and Kubernetes, this is our scripts to deploy the microservice. That's what this app will do. So I will get into one by one. Actually I'll tell you one by one. So this is the way we have to create a repository. Once we create a repository in GitHub, and then install the Git Bash client in our local Windows, and then log into the Git Bash, and then log into the Git Bash. Once you log into the Git Bash, then go to the folder where your project resides. So I'm going to pick the projects, Springboot innovations. This is a project site, and Cloud 4 DevOps. So this is a folder. I'm just going to check PWC. I'm going to check PWD. So exit the folder. Now CD student, yeah, login, and then CD sets Cloud 4 DevOps. So now we are into this directory, right? So I have already GitHub. You need the GitHub. We need to init the GitHub git init. We need to do init. So this already I done it. So nothing will happen. Git init. Initialize the Git repository, and we need to see any changes are there. Git status. So there are multiple changes in this client service. There are multiple classes I have created. So I'm going to push these changes. Git add star. So clear, and then git commit Cloud 4 code changes added, and then git push. Here is coming commit, sorry, git commit -m. We have to put -m and then git push we have to put git push is not working, so we have to use different command. I'll take the command. So we have to use git push origin master branch, because it is in master branch, right, and force. Now this will work. Yeah, it's working. It's push the code. Now if you put git status, no, nothing is there, right? So this is how we have to push the code changes into the GitHub repository. This is our code. So our code is here Eclipse. This code actually, this path only I pushed into GitHub repository. Now if we go to GitHub repository, we can see the changes. GitHub repository, I enter. Yeah, source main directory. So all the source folders, everything will be there. Source, if we do resources, right, templates, everything will be there, right? So this is how we have to log into the GitHub repository, right? And yeah, I think it's now a cluster is created. So I'm going to refresh that. Kubernetes cluster is created. Okay, Kubernetes cluster is created. What is the cluster name? This is a cluster name. I'm just note the cluster name. So cluster means run in autopilot. It's a completely managed cluster. So the VM virtual machine, everything will be created automatically. It's a manageable. Completely is managed actually. There are two types, standard and autopilot. So since it's a demo, I'm creating the autopilot mode. So the cluster is Kubernetes cluster setup is done now. So I'm just noting the name of the cluster. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a cloud build pipeline. Cloud deploy will create through script, but cloud build we deploy create through script through console. Okay, I'm going to cloud console. So what I'm going to do is when you are creating cloud console, cloud build, we have to IAM role we have to attach with that, and then we have to create a trigger. So trigger means what trigger? While pushing the code to GitHub repository, it has to trigger the build, right? It has to package and it has to deploy. That's what I'm going to. I'm searching here code build, code build, typing searching code build. So it is loading. Enable. We have to enable the code build. Search the code build API. We have to enable. Once we enabled it, it will take some time. So once you enable, then we have to go to the cloud build settings, and then we have to go to the service account and enable the role. Role is Kubernetes admin. That role we need to enable, right? So this is the settings. Once again, and just comment. Yeah, now I went to Kubernetes settings, cloud build settings. If you see service account, and then we have to enable the Kubernetes engine developer, we have to enable. That's it. Once we enabled it, that's it. And what we need to do is we have to go to trigger and create a trigger. So now we enable the roles, right? IAM, identity access management roles, we have enabled in the service cloud build settings, and then go to click triggers. I'm going to triggers. Yeah, now we are in US Central 1. The region is US Central 1, and then create trigger. We have to create a trigger, right? If you create trigger, it will ask the name of the trigger. Cloud for Academy code base, Cloud for Academy code base, and description. Tag is something which is grouping the services, and that's not required now. Which event it has to happen? The build has to happen. Push to branch, push new tag, and pull request. I want push the code. In order push the code to branch, it has to trigger the build. Okay. So and first gen and repository we have to create new repository, because GitHub repository we have already you can create in the Google Cloud itself Git repository or a Bitbucket, but I am using OpenSea externally. Google Cloud externally GitHub repository I created. I push my code. That's the reason I am going to here actually. Where I have to go? GitHub cloud build GitHub. The first one I am selecting the option, because I am just selected explicitly. I created the GitHub repository and push the code. So now we need to authenticate via this process. So we have to give repository. This is a repository it is showing. We have to select the repository, give OK, understand, and then connect. So I think we need to authenticate. It will ask for authentication. No, authentication is not asking. That's fine since we already created. Okay, the branch name is master branch. Auto detected, or you can build a Docker file. We can directly select and we can give the Docker cloud build YAML file. So actually, before getting to that, I'm just going to elaborate that what are the scripts I have created. So if I see the code base, I will go to the code base directly, Eclipse. So this is first cloud build I have created. Cloud build is which is used to the build process, which will use that. Based on that, the build pipeline will work. This is a CI/CD pipeline. We will write the code. We have to write here. Steps is a attribute. Below, this is a way to build the image. So Google or Docker name and build minus t, and then the image name. You can say to is a Docker repository name, and then custom name colon tag v1 version and minus I hyphen build arguments. This is a jar name where once you compile the jar location, this is a jar location. So jar I copied in the parent folder. So here jar is a, that's why no folder directly is up iterating. Dot means the current directory. Current directory is the Docker file is there. So based on this Docker file, it will execute that, right? This is a Docker file. So this Docker file will execute because this will execute. That's what this cloud build is telling. So it's automatically is execute current directory name, image name we have to give. So this is a build image basically. And then next is we have to push the image. This second is push the image. What is the tag? Same tag we have to use. So it will push to the registry, Docker registry. And then finally we are going to deploy the into GKE cluster. We just now created that, right? That cluster you are going to deploy that. That is a target environment. It could be a QA environment, or it could be a testing environment, or it could be a staging environment, anything. Okay, so I just give cloud SDK latest sh argument xc. This is a scripts actually. Gcloud deploys a script file. Dev cluster. Dev cluster is nothing but we are going to create a pipeline. So this is what we are going to use that. We are creating the dev cluster.yaml file. This dev cluster YAML file is nothing but how build a pipeline. This should not be executed every time. Dev cluster. So only first time we are executing this script. After that we have to comment that we have to only deploy the code, right? Otherwise every time pipeline will be created. So this is a way to create a pipeline. Delivery pipeline, pipeline name and description and stages, target, dev environment. Example I'm doing dev. This is a target environment. Target kind target, it will be create a target dev, and this target it is going to be deployed. So these things we can directly through cloud build, cloud deploy, we can create it in the target everything through console, but through portal in the console. But I'm just doing the script. I'm doing via script. I'm doing. Okay, so cloud build. So now cloud build release create and SSC delivery. This is a code to deploy that. This is a way. This is a way to deploy the code. FCG deploy releases the last line. Releases delivery pipeline GKD. This is a pipeline name we have to give. What is a pipeline? We create a pipeline name and region, and then we have to give Kubernetes script which is going to deploy the microservices. That is called app.yaml file. If you see app.yaml file, I can tell you app.yaml under the inside the Kubernetes. If you see this Kubernetes, see this is a script, this normal script, deployment script and GKE replica one replica. Since it's a testing, I just only one replica gave, service name and the image name is very important. This is a path of the image I give, port number and service. This port is exposing to the outside the world, load balancer, right? That's what service will do 8080. So this is now Kubernetes script to deploy the microservices. Now we created already cluster, and then we are going to create a pipeline, the DevOps pipeline using this script, and then we are going to deploy that app.yaml. So second time when we are running, we need to comment this this line because we don't want to create a pipeline. We want to only deploying that into the pipeline, right? So first time we are using this script, the pipeline building. Okay, now I'm going to here I'm going to create a trigger, right? So the cloud build we can give the path, and that also we can give cloud build YAML where is it located. So this code already we push it to GitHub repository. You can go to directly GitHub repository. You can see this is all in the parent directory only is there, cloud build. So you can directly give that one way. Or we can select the inline and we can open editor, we can open the editor, copy paste and save it, and then create a build. Like that also we can do. But since I have auto detected, it will automatically taken from the GitHub repository. Build file, cloud build configuration file will take from that, and then it will deploy that. Now create, we are going to create it. So this one way where it will now it's created. So other thing is to create a target, we can go to cloud deploy. If I search cloud deploy using cloud deploy is coming cloud deploy. Enable, once we enable it, and we need to enable that cloud deploy. It will take some time. Once you enable it, you can create a target environment. You can create a pipeline. Everything we can do. Cloud build. We can create that, right? But we need to enable this. Okay, that's why I enabled it. But as we are creating the through script, we are creating that. That's why. That's the reason we are not using creating through portal. So that's the reason. A simple script I created. So now we created. If you want to create, you can create and target. Let's say I create. See, it will ask a couple of values. See, pipeline name, pipeline description, which region and target. Everything we can give here. You can give and you can. These steps can be avoided. This script steps can be avoided. The first step, this step can be sorry. This script can be avoided if you do this step. So this manually we are creating the portal pipeline, target and pipeline. So I'm not creating that. I'm through the script I'm creating. So now we have created a trigger. Trigger means why we are creating trigger. Whenever we are making any commit in the code base in the GitHub repository, it automatically trigger that. If we trigger that, we can check the trigger. Which build is triggered, we can check that. This is a history where we can check that. Now I created a trigger. Trigger for what I created, whenever push the code, it will create a trigger. Okay. Now first time I'm going to run that manually. Master branch automatically is coming. So I'm going to create run trigger. Now I'm going to run it. Okay, what will happen? Now it's running. So I can go into history, we can check. Build is triggering on. Yeah, build is going on. Okay, so it will take some time. Let us wait. If you want to see the build, you can click this build loading the build. You can check that. So any error? Yeah, one error is coming. Push the Docker image. There is error. Denied. Oh, denied. There is a Docker denied error. Okay, denied. Docker is denied. So what is happening is we have to do multiple steps. What we missed out is we have to give the project name. First we have to give the project name. This is a project name. We are not given. That's why build is failing. So what is the project name we have to give? Where is the project name? Code pipeline. This is a pipeline name. This no. This is here we need to change one thing. Project name, and this is fine. And here also project name we have to give this in the steps pipeline. We have to give the project name and create release the pipeline. CC pipeline here is not required. Pipeline we given, right? That's it. That's the reason it's denied error it was coming, because there is no project like that. That's why it was coming. So once you given the project's name, we can re-trigger the build, right? So now what do we need to do? I need to push the changes and build will trigger. Instead of that, what I can do, I can copy this file and then go to here. I'm showing you multiple way how we can do that, right? Triggers, go to trigger, click this link, and then go here down. The auto detected. You can click the cloud build configuration, click inline, open editor. So this will directly you can copy this file, cloud deploy.yaml file, and then save it, and then again trigger the build. Run, trigger the build. Let us see. Go to history and check that. Now build is going on. If you want to check that internally what is happened, we can check that. See, build is going on. So build is going on. So we are going to check here only. So that's how we can verify build is. It will take some time. So let us wait for that. It will take a couple of minutes. I think couple of seconds. It will take. Build is success. It will take a couple of minutes. I think some more points also we missed. We have to give the cluster name. Cluster name where we have to give cluster.yaml. This is fine. CD pipeline. Where is dev cluster? This is pipeline. Okay. Yeah. Here we have to give the project name. First we have to give the project name here. What is the project name? I already saved it. project name, copy the project name, location, US central one, cluster, name of the cluster. Name of the cluster, what is the cluster? We have to give, sorry, I forgot to give the cluster name here, the cluster pipeline. So I think build will fail anyhow. What is the cluster name? Go here, duplicate, cluster name. What is the cluster name? Kubernetes engine, cluster. So we have to copy this cluster name. So this is a cluster name, right? Now we modified dev cluster file, we modified. For that, what we need to do, we need to push the changes to the GitHub. We build automatically. Let's see what will happen. This build will not happen anything. Let us see. Yeah, build failed. See, this build is failed. Let us see what is the error. Push is success and build is success. Build success, push success, but this one is failed. What is the error? We will see. Permission cloud delivery pipeline denied. See, because the project name and the pipeline is wrong. Okay, so I'm just going to trigger the build. So cloud for DevOps. This is fine, I think. Cloud for DevOps only, right? For DevOps. Okay, so now I'm going to trigger the build. So what I'm going to git bash, git status. What is the changes? Two files modified, cloud build.yaml, dev cluster.yaml. Both file is modified. So git add git add star. I added star. So now git status we put, it will show that git commit -m build changes. If you push the changes, and we have to push the changes. If you push that, build should trigger. I click that. So now code is pushed to GitHub repository. So GitHub repository, where is that? GitHub repository. Now we can see build is triggered. History we can check that. See, build is automatically triggering, right? So that's what we did. Just we push the code changes in the code base, and build will automatically trigger. So that's what we can see, and we can see the code changes as well here. If you go here, we can check this dev cluster.yaml file. You can check what changes we did. We changed the cluster name, and we changed the project name, right? So now build is trigger. Let's see what will happen. It will take some time. So build is going on. So during the build, what will happen is it will create a pipeline, the cloud deploy pipeline, and target we already created, that is called, that is GKE target for dev environment. So in the dev environment, it will going to deploy that, and we can view the application in that once it's deployed, right? It takes some time. So this build will failed. You can check 1 minute 90 seconds this build was failed. This will 7 seconds. This will 1 minute 7 seconds is gone now. Let us see. Again it's failing. What is error? Permission denied, error is coming. Permission cloud deploy delivery pipeline update denied. Projects World Academy DevOps location US central delivery pipelines. Okay, there's some permission, some name issue. Let me fix this. Okay. Yeah, I found the issue. So while creating the trigger, right? Advanced section, come approval, not approval. Service account, we have to select the service account. Then only it will work. Otherwise, it will give the problem. Okay, and then we have to save it. Service account select, and then we have to save it. Okay. Trigger, while creating the trigger, go to service account on the bottom of the page. Service account email, from the drop down we have to select, and then we have to save it. Okay. Yeah, now I save it. I'm going to trigger the build now. Run trigger. Go to history and check that build is going on. It takes some time. So So this service account we have to select actually, because role we selected. While creating the trigger, we have to go to the service drop down, select the dot down from the service account name, service account name of the service account, and then it will trigger the build. Otherwise, it will give the issue. It will give a permission error will come. So now I selected that, and I think we should go through now. Let us. Yeah, now the build is passed. First build pipeline 1, pipeline 2 is passed. Uh, so we can see third build is triggering. In the meantime, we can check how many is passed. So the deployment script is going on now. So if you see this script is run, this is a Docker build. Yeah, Docker build is fine, and then this is a Docker push, Docker build and Docker push. So if you see this, yeah, now done. So now I think all the build is done. Even this cluster is created, a cluster is deployed to the target, and created the pipeline, deploy cloud pipeline also created. So let us see. Sorry, history build still going on. You can check here what is happening. You can check here. Yeah, you can check here now. Yeah, now see, it's created the delivery pipeline. So, and target also, target is dev, it is created based on the pipeline, and it's going to deploy that. Still build is going on. Let us wait. Still build is going on. 1 minute 4 seconds, right? Still is going on. So we can view this build, what is going on. Deployment is going on. Okay, well, let us wait for some time. Unschedulable, no node available, no node available, saying. Let us wait for some time. 2 minutes. And so we can check that. If you want to check, we can go to the CI/CD pipelines. And last rollout failed. Last rollout is failed. So this is a last rollout. This is last previous build, I guess, May 15th, 12:58. I think build is failed. Okay, why not this reason? We'll find out. Last release. We'll go to last release. Not stable. There are some error happening. 12:58. So build pipeline. There are some error. Let's go here. Build failed. See, there's a build failure. So what is the issue? We'll check that. What is the error? Error. What is the error? CD prod CD image failed existed. We'll check that. What is the error? I will check that and come back. So we'll retry that build. Retry. Let's see what will happen. Retry that. What will happen? We'll see. I clicked retry, and we'll see whether it's going or not. It's not showing exact error. Maybe nodes are not available. That's why it's not error. Warning following comment. Stakeholder version 5.6 already exists. Once again, I'll check this error. See, I got the error. Error is clearly saying that. See, GCP error, GKE service waiting to start GKE server, Cloud4 CID pipeline. You can see it cannot be pulled. So here I gave the wrong project name in the pull image. So I'm going to change that. Project name is wrong, that's why it's not working. So clearly you can see that. See, service is waiting to start GCR cloud build. You can see the build cannot be pulled. So image name is wrong, project name. So I'm going here. Where is the pull image? Cloud build YAML DevOps. Somewhere it's giving app release create, apply region, delivery pipeline. So somewhere it is referring. What I will do is I will copy and search it, so that it will be easier to find out. Copy, search in workspace. One thing is app.yaml. Okay, sorry, app.yaml. There is a problem in app.yaml. That's why it's not applying. Okay. App.yaml, what you need to give? cd project name. Now it will work. So I'm going to stop the deployment. I think this is stopped, I guess, already stopped. Reject build, or 1 minute, it will automatically stop. So we want to stop the build, stop streaming, stop it. So next, the rest it will automatically stop. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to trigger the build now again. So let us see. Git status, one file modified. Git add. This is a deployment file, the deployment file script. That's why it's modified. Deployment build, deployment script changes, deploy script changes. So I commit. I'm going to push the changes. Pushed it. Now it's going. Now it's going. So it's going to trigger the build. Let's wait. I think we need to wait. Yeah, trigger to build again. Once I committed here, trigger this build. I think first build will, second build will get failed. 9-second build will go off. Let us wait. Okay. Now build success. See, 1, 2, 3. 3 builds are success. Push, build image, push image, and deployment. Deployment also is success. Both are all are success, right? Yeah, success. So 3 build pipelines are success. 3 pipelines, right? 3 process. So now I'm going to check. See here, I'm checking. Code is deployed into dev environment, dev target. So now this process is deployed successfully. I'm going to click the release. So I'm in the cloud deploy one, right? Click this. Now deploy is successful. It is saying deploy is successful, right? So now we can go to Kubernetes targets, click targets, pipelines, name. I think we have to go this way. Release. I'm going to the deploy. So we can go to the Kubernetes engine, right? Workloads, click workloads. This is Kubernetes, right? We are going to Kubernetes, click cluster. Yeah, if you see this, come here we cannot see workloads. Go to workloads. Yeah, workloads. See, workloads is coming, deploying workloads. So I'm going to check cluster overview. Now I'm coming from here actually. That's what I'm trying. Target, pipelines. I'm clicking this deployment target. Click. So I think this will go to the correct. This is going to Kubernetes cluster target environment. Come down, scroll down. See, these are the attributes of the cluster, right? Deployed, created workload, logging, GKE location. Here if you go to workload, it will show the workload. Click here, it will show that. Yeah, workload. If you click workload, it will come down, scroll down. See, now this is a exposing service, GKE 322.103.8080. So this is the way we have to come here. Click this, it will run the application. Now I click that cloud. There is some error. Yeah, loading. See, it's coming. The applications are running. Springboot application. So this is how we have to deploy CI/CD pipeline into the GKE cluster automated way. Automated. See, now now you know, right, how to come. We can go to here, cloud deploy, cloud deploy, click cloud deploy, click pipelines, GKE pipelines, and then click this one, and click this. On the top it was coming, right? We have seen that. Release. I just seen that. Again it's not coming. Target, I guess you have to put target. Pipeline. Yeah. Target, go to target and pipeline. This one we have to click cluster. Target, cluster, and come down and workloads. Go to workload, right click workloads, and then click this link. It will download, and go to the last link. It will click this, it will load. So our application is deployed. Now I am going to change this content. Foodie Cloud for Academy. I am going to replace Foodie with Cloud for Academy. So how this will happen, we can check how it will deploy automated, and we can check that, right? So before that, we don't require in the cloud build.yaml file, we don't need to create a pipeline each and every time. I remove this. Otherwise it will create a pipeline that it will tell that no space is available, right? Space issue will come. So we don't want to deploy the pipeline, create a pipeline every time. That's why I remove the script. Now there is only one script, pipeline name I am giving, and then scoop under it is app.yaml file. App.yaml file, what is that? This is a deployment script. Okay. Now I am going to change the script. Where is the script? I am going to the code base, resources, templates, homepage. Homepage is built in top name. I think you can go to top name. Click top name. Where is food is search food here. FO DDD No, it is not there. I think not top name. Maybe header. Yeah, we are running a template. I think that is a fave icon. This is icon is coming. So what we can do is I can give cloud for academy. Cloud for academy. I am giving this. Let's check how it will happen in a local drive, and then we will go to deployment. Right? I am clicking this for run application. Already running. Closing that. Running again. So the same experience will come in the deployment. So we are deployed. I'm going to check HTTP localhost 8080 home page. It's not working. HTTPS. Yeah. See coming academy. So which one we will replace? Academy. See, academy is coming, right? So what we can do is we can description graphics. Instead of that, instead of fave icon, I'm going to put cloud for academy. Once again, fave icon. I'm going to copy the image cloud for academy. PDF images. Cloud for academy, and copy cloud for academy, and go to image directory. I'm going to template image static image directory, copy this image, and then copy this image name. Okay, I'm going to give here image wave icon. I'm giving here. Let us see what will happen. Okay, running the application, local, testing in local. It's done. Right click, checking. Food is coming. Close food option. Once again, I'm just changing it and come back. Okay, I did the code changes. What changes I did is, if you see currently it is saying foodie, instead of foodie it will display Cloud for Academy. It will display Cloud for Academy here. Okay, now I'm going to push the changes. Okay, I'm going here, git status. I'm not creating a pipeline this time, so Cloud build changed it because I removed a creating pipeline option. Header.js, topname.js, both. Git add star and git commit minus code changes. Now I'm going to push that. Okay, now build will trigger. You can go there, code build history. See, build is triggering. It will take couple of minutes. And then you can check that. Okay, build is triggering. So very high level, we build a Springboot projects and then pipeline. So we created a GKE cluster in Kubernetes, in Google Cloud, and then we created projects, and then we created a Kubernetes cluster setup, and then I went to cloud build pipeline settings. I created a service account role called Kubernetes developer, and then creating the trigger in cloud build, set up the trigger, code push, and then created the GitHub URL, and then mapping that, and then updating the service account, select from the drop down box, and then click OK. So now trigger will happen. Our code changes are making, and we're pushing the code. Build will trigger, and it will create a pipeline and then deploy into that. Second time onwards, I remove the pipeline, creating pipeline, and just applying the code. Okay, it will deploy to the Kubernetes target. So the target will be dev environment. It is a Kubernetes GKE cluster. So that dev environment, it is target. So now it is going to deploy that. Let's wait for some time. I am just stopping that. So this is what we did. So target in the sense which environment we are going to deploy, either dev environment or testing environment. If it is testing environment, we are setting the Kubernetes cluster using GKE. Now I tested, I clicked in dev just for testing. So dev environment, we set up the cluster, GKE cluster, right? So you need to map the cluster name and the project name, everything in the script, so that we will not fetch any permission error, right? Okay, let's wait for some time. Yeah, now build is success. See, 3 builds are success. Docker image build, push, and then deployment. So now it's fine. We can go here and check that. Refresh. So we know, already, right? We have to go to this cloud build. So how we can see cloud build? We have to go to cloud field first. Cloud deploy, and then we'll see the target. It is deployed. So we are not creating the pipeline this time. This time only we did the deployment, right? So we go here, we know latest deployment. This is the latest one, I guess. This is the latest one. Click latest, and then click this release, and then no, go to targets, cloud deploy, targets, GC, and then click this cluster, and go here, and I think it will be same port number. Click here, port number is same port number, right? I think, yeah, same port number, 34 27 28, right? Now what is this here? Foodie is there in that. Is foodie and 28. I'm refreshing the page. Now it should be, cloud should come. It's loading, page is loading. Let us wait. So it was foodie, or we can hold this, we can deploy. Okay, we can refresh this only, here only refresh. It will take some time reloading the page again. Name is, what is the name? 3427 210. 3427 210 103. We'll see what will happen. Yeah, it's coming. Food is loaded. Food page is not refreshed. Page is not refreshed. Okay, guys, changes I think is not reflected because of build is success because of Kubernetes cluster space issue. If we see Kubernetes cluster scale node, see cannot scale up nodes, is saying nodes are not scale up. I think when you are doing the deployment, right, it will release the old version and then new version it will be deployed, so it will gradually it will move that, right, traffic will move that. But the problem here is, since it's testing autopilot mode, it's I think cannot scale up nodes is not able to scale up. That's why the new version is not detected. It will take some time to detect that, right? So that's not a problem. Okay, that's not a problem. Cannot scale up nodes even if we restore, cannot scale up restored existing quota dismiss. Okay, this is some Kubernetes issue. That's fine. Some autopilot mode, right? So minimal only, since it's a free tier option, we cannot go much nodes, because CPU also we don't have enough CPU. Just is very limited only, since it's a trial version. So okay, so we have to, if we change the standard mode, then we can deploy that other version, so it will roll up update will happen, so it will deploy into that. Okay, so anyhow, that's the reason, that's why we have to deploy the build pipelines, and the build pipeline is success, right? So the upgraded versions, so whenever we're triggering the build, whenever we're pushing the changes, pipeline will be created, will be triggered. So this is how we have to create CI/CD pipeline. And if you want to integrate the test cases, we can integrate the test cases with a pipeline. One more pipeline we will add it and integrate the test cases, and it will execute it. There are and we can add multiple targets also. We can add a staging environment, another target with approval, workflow approval. We can approve that. This is a simple pipeline I just showed you how we can do. But on top of it, we can do multiple changes, like adding additional target environments or integrating the test cases. We can do multiple things. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and I'm looking forward to join our Cloud 4 Academy. Thank you.